Hello, Street Love. How are you? So, anyway, what's everybody else doing today? Because, yeah, so, I was just looking at some stuff online. Yeah, so. Mhm. So, anyway, what's everybody else doing today? I'm just getting a few things around the house done. I made some tuna for my. Okay. Yeah, you're done with the work for the week? That's good, Street Life. I bet you're glad there. Oh, I could do that for you, Street Life. I could easily do that for you. Coffee holder? You mean like a coffee cup holder? To hold your coffee cup or to hold your coffee maker or your coffee, your bag of coffee? Okay, I could do that for you. Just how big of a coffee cup? You mean a coffee cup? How big of a coffee cup? In high school, when I was a teenager, I had a boombox, and I traded it off when I was 17, right when I turned 17 in 1991, and I traded it off. And it was rare. They didn't make many boomboxes because it was like a generic boombox. And on eBay, I found one just identical to it. It was very, very difficult to find. This radio was extremely difficult to find. Extremely difficult. It was marketed under the Jcpenney name. Hey, Leah Sampson. It was marketed under the Jcpenney name. Now, my grandmother gave it to me when I was like 13. And she had it and she gave it to me. My cousin had one just like it. So me and my cousin both had boom boxes just alike. So, and I found this on eBay and I just bought it and just got it. So, it's identical to the one I had as a teen. It's a JCPenney model. So, they're hard to find the JCPenney boom boxes. There's a few JCPenney model boom boxes and Sears boom boxes made through the Sears. I've learned that a lot of these boom boxes made for brands like JCPenney and Sears, they were made by a company called Funai Corporation. And Funai was a big corporation in Japan, and they manufactured radios for companies like JCPenney and Sears and Montgomery Ward. Boomboxes for people like that sell them under their own names, store brands. So, and I had already a couple of years ago, I bought another radio like it, but it wasn't enough like the one I had. It wasn't enough like the one I had. It wasn't identical. Here's the one I had. That's the one I've had for a couple of years, but it's not identical to the one I have. You see, it's the same radio, but it looks different. It's not identical to the one I had. And so the one I showed you is the one I had. Do you mind saying how much you paid for it? Oh, the boombox. I paid $100 for it, but it was worth it to me because it's rare. It's extremely rare, and this is the only one I've ever found on eBay. There was another one I missed out on recently that was just like this, but I didn't get it in time, and I missed out on it. This is the only one
right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio.
Oh, yeah, it includes shipping. I bought it because it was what I wanted. It was hard to find, extremely difficult to find. And there's no mention of this model online anywhere. This is a 681-3921. That's the model number. And the one in the kitchen is a different model entirely. It needs new belts on the cassette player. The cassette player needs new belts on it. Hello, a man, a van, chicken in a can. How are you? Yeah, shipping was expensive. It came from West Virginia. So, one speaker, it needs new speakers. That's exactly what was wrong with my boombox that I had.
And John got to move on without me. Listen to Blood on the Tracks, the John Lennon story.
So this is the boombox. Just like the one I had, it's extremely difficult to find it. Okay, Street Life, did you say you were looking for a cup holder to hold your cup of coffee? I can do that for you. I'd like to do that. Here, Molly. Easy to blow the speakers. Well, the one I had in high school, my cousin and me both had the same problems in our radios, so we replaced the speakers in our radios in high school. We replaced the speakers. Street Life, are you talking about a cup holder to hold a cup of coffee? Yeah, I can do that. Do you want it built in the cabinet, or how do you want it to be, or do you want it like in the dashboard? Street Life, are you talking about the thing I made for Elvis? Are you thinking about the thing I made for Elvo? The cup holder that goes in the dashboard in the doghouse? Is that what you're talking about? Say yes if that's what you're talking about. That goes in the doghouse. I can make one for you. Here, let's go this way. Good. Okay. Now this area around the bottom, I took this aluminum off here because I needed to check it and see if it was rotten. So I've seen it's okay. So I've got the aluminum. I'm going to put the aluminum back on. Okay. And on the other side too, I've got the aluminum off, which is right here. And I need to put it back on. And this bottom down here, I haven't put it back on. Here's my nice, sweet new jack stands. So what do you think about my little privacy fence? Put that up around there. My nice new little jack stands. Ooh, custom made. And so I got my generator. Oh, thank you, Street Life. I found it in the garbage, actually. See, I'll show you. I found it in the trash. And I got that up here, so when it's like this, I'll show you what it looks like from the other side. People in other houses won't have to look with their spine on. Show you. Okay, show you the sheds that I built. Okay. Neighbors have chickens, see? Okay, I built that shed in 99. Built this shed in 98. See? And this is a shack I lived in for a year and a half. See? For where my camper is, where I can have a little privacy. See? I found that in the garbage. This was my tiny house I lived in 1998. See? Now junk. Let's go this way. Come on. There's more of my privacy fence. Found all this privacy fencing in the garbage. I've got some stain. I'm going to stain it. So, I've got another little piece of a privacy fence I want to finish working on. Got me a little chair. Nice and wooded and private. I found it all in the trash. All that in the trash. And I've got my microwave with a rotary dial on it. I was getting to where it's not as easy to use. I like stylish appliances. So many new appliances today are just cheap looking. So, I made some soup beans. pinto bean stew yesterday in the crock pot. So, and this is what Wayne gave me. This is dried. You can get a ice cream pail and put your beans in an ice cream pail. See? And it's blue, brown and white is mixed. So, we've got a closet here. So, closet here. We got plenty of food stocked up. We got Pop-Tarts, you know, all kinds of pasta, you know, all different kinds of things, baby. We've got all our canned foods here. See, we got our wine glasses and stuff, and nice glasses. See, we got food stocked up in here. And so, you pretty girl, pretty eyes, pretty baby. Here. Dog treats. We use these kind of dog treats. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, good everybody's here, Street Life. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's in the house today. A sweet little dog there. I'm going to go in the bedroom with her because that's what she wants. Yeah, stoop beans. Do y'all like pinto beans? Yeah, this is clean dishes. These are actually clean. I'm just letting them sit there and dry out, so. Clean. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, good. Good. Okay. You can notice we've got these old radios sitting around for decoration. Oh, my bed's not made now. Ooh. Get more electronics, see? Baby. My bed's a little messy. Forgive me. So anyway. Yes. Okay, guys. Yeah. So what's everybody else doing today? Friday evening, time to party. I've got this stuff here. This is prescription hydrocortisone cream. I've got a bunch of it. It's prescription hydrocortisone cream. I like to eat these Starlight Mints with my coffee. This is what's helped me to quit smoking cigarettes. So if anybody needs help quitting smoking, if you don't drink coffee with mints, candy, sometimes you need something to replace a cigarette in your life, you know? You need something to replace a cigarette. You know, we have so much time in our lives a time window to help our health and to reverse health problems in our lives before we die, before we get sick and get heart trouble. You know, we can resist, we can try to turn around our health problems and exercise, quit smoking, and slow down our drinking, and take care of our health so we won't have heart attacks. Because, you know, cancer, you know, we never know when cancer is going to get you. So, Donkashane, how I love you, Donkashane. Donkashane, how I love you, Donkashane. I love you, I love you, I love you. And thinking about living in an RV full time. I want to have my stuff in there, you know. You know, stuff like this to live in an RV. Hey, a man and a chicken in a can. I just go home. Only plans this weekend to do work around the house. I know what you mean, yeah. Look at my little lady heads. There's another one of my lady heads. On my makeup and on my cosmetic stuff, you see? Living in an RV means I want to try to take my lady heads with me and find a place for them, you know? Lady heads. So, my dog. My sweet little baby. Baby girl, I love you. I love you, baby girl. Pretty girl. Beautiful eyes. Pretty eyes. Beautiful. My dog is beautiful. Oh. Okay. Sweet pea. Yeah, I love you. I love you, baby. My sweetheart. Molly Jane. You're so beautiful. Perfect and beautiful. Molly Jane has big eyes. Yes. Pretty eyes. My pretty eyes. I love you. I love you. Mmm. Mmm. Pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. Show me pretty eyes. Yes, beautiful. Show me pretty eyes. Yes, pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. You got pretty eyes, honey. You got pretty eyes. Yes, you got pretty eyes. Molly's got pretty eyes. Molly Jane has pretty eyes. I love you. I love your pretty eyes. Mm-hmm. I love you. I love your pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. I love you. Pretty eyes. I love you. Kiss you. Love that baby girl. Yes. Yeah, that baby girl is the prettiest baby girl. Yes. You want me to turn this off? You want me to turn this computer off so we can lay down? Mmm. Prettiest. Yes. Yes. I love you. Pretty eyes. Mm-hmm. Pretty eyes. Mm. It's a pleasure. Yes. Good guy. Good guys. So, what else is new? So they're saying that there's a hostage situation in Afghanistan. A hostage situation in Afghanistan. They have hostages. I guess the people that are not allowed to leave Afghanistan, the Americans and the people, are hostages. I guess they're hostages. I don't know. I saw some news that said Obama. Let me get the computer. Hold on. American hostages, a real mess. 9/11 type event. I know. Okay. New Biden mandate brings complex problems for unions. See, they've mandated that a lot of the companies force people to get vaccinated. They're forcing either be tested weekly or be vaccinated. So, unvaccinated TikToker are just followers to get vaccinated before death. Pence blasts a Biden speech. A man said he was compelled by righteous anger to confront a group of women on a beach because of their pornographic bikinis. Maryland judge kills himself moments before arrest for child sex. Alanis Morissette makes statutory rape allegations in new documentary. They're all pedophiles. I like Alanis Morissette. How many people like Alanis Morissette? No, I'm not unvaccinated. Dad is shocked when new swimming trunks suddenly dissolve in pool. This prank is perfect. NASCAR shut down. Lady hitman in Hasidic garb guns down reformed murderer. Ooh, Hasidic. You know what Hasidic means? Hasidic Jew. I think. Hasidic Jewish people. 20 years on. Dog trainer Caesar Milani's pit bull killed by Queen Latifah's dog. Tried to cover it up. Thousands of years old artifacts, thousands of years old, turn up in a Mississippi alligator stomach. Novavax. It's supposed to use traditional technology, nor the extrusion of bacteria, not just like the other ones. Okay. Oh, okay. Not my mRNA technology. Okay, traditional stuff. Maybe that'll be better. Okay, guys. Man said he was compelled by righteous anger to confront a group of women on a beach. Oh, hey, y'all. Hello. Hold on. Okay. Now, 11 families. I'll be right back, guys. I will be back. shawl. Go with Molly. Do what? I'm comfortable with it. Oh, I will. Yeah.
I knew he needed to. You know, I was almost asleep, but he woke me up a whining.
Huh?
I was almost asleep, and he woke me up a whining.
Oh, yeah.
Good trouble.
Yeah.
So good. Let's not. Just loud. Now, good. No.
I know. Good. I love you. Okay, guys. Here. Molly Jane, would you like to come in here with me? Hold on. Oh, I love you, Mom. I love you. Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo poo poo, Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo, poo poo, Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo, poo poo, Papa deep patoo, Papa deep patoo. Papa dee pa da, papa dee pa doo, papa dee pa doo, boo 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 ba doo, papa da pa doo, papa da pa doo, papa da pa doo, boo papa da pa pa doo, papa da pa doo, papa da pa doo, papa da pa doo ba doo pa da pa doo, papa da pa doo, papa da pa doo, papa da pa doo boo boo. Dum bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. That's right. Give me the prettiest woman I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. On your magic wand, Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Give me the prettiest one that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Baby, turn on your magic feed. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Give me the prettiest one that I've ever seen. Bum bum. Turn on your magic feet. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Sing. Bum bum bum. Baby, turn on your magic scene. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Give me the cutest one that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Baby, turn on your magic sleeves. Mr. Sandman, give me some sleeves. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Give me the prettiest one that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Baby, turn on your magic sleeves. Mr. Sandman, give me some sleeves. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me some sleeves. Bum 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 bum. Give me the prettiest one that I've ever seen. Baby, turn on your magic sleeves. Mr. Sandman, give me a drink. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give a dream. Bum 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 bum. The prettiest one that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Hello, good to see you. A man and a chicken in the can. Baby, turn on your magic sleeves. Mr. Sandman, give me a sleeves. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Prettiest one that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Baby, turn on your magic sleeves. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Sandman, give me your sleeves. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Give me the prettiest one that I've ever seen. Baby, turn on your magic sleeves. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. What I want to do in my bathroom, in my shower, my truck camper, is make something like that. See what I'm saying? The thing to be able to stand in the shower, and that'd be cool. I looked at an article, and I'll get ready to show it to you. It's about the homeless in LA, okay? And how that relates to, by the way, stop the hunt. Somebody's got in the tiny house, has got a deck on the tiny house. Look at that. Mr. Sandman, give me a dream. Hey, Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Indiana wants. Look at that tiny house. You see, here's one. It's got wood siding on it. Look at that. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. I like you to talk to. Red lights flashing around me. I like they finally found me. Indiana wants me. Thank you, Leah Sampson. But I can't go back there. Indiana wants me. But I can't go back there. I need you. Talk to. This is like a hedge. Privacy fence. Artificial hedge. I love that tiny house. All wood. I was thinking of my truck camper being like that. Having a flat roof, but having that kind of siding, you know. Plywood siding, you know. It's not going to make it that much heavier. So always be sure to do my I've got a questionnaire on there, a multiple choice on my community tab. So be sure to go on my community tab. And this is, oh, good. Wood siding on your truck camper. Thank you, Leah Sampson. This is what I want it to look like a kind of a version of this. So, yeah. Okay. Here's a tiny house. I'm going to see another tiny house, a truck camper tiny house. I'll show it to you. There's my electrical setup with my battery. That's the way the new Lance camper does. It has it under the dinette like that. There's my dinette. I'm going to think of doing white, some linen. A white or beige linen instead in the future when I get some more foam. Some medium density foam. That's 30-year-old foam. Get some medium density foam. And I'll keep those seats for backup, for a spare. But I'll, you know, have those. Plus I'll also have my medium density foam covered in my new linen, white linen. And I'll do like some people, old people used to do, and like gypsies do in their RVs. I'll take and actually put clear plastic over the seats. That's what some of those people do, and old people, they put clear plastic over their couches. Put clear plastic on my couch. There's the original seats. So, okay, guys. Thank you. I'm glad. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Don't. Baba dabba doo boo 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 boo. Baba dabba doo boo 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 boo. Baba dabba 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 ba ba ba. Bing dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, my fair lady. Bing bong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, my fair lady. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding, ding dong, ding, ding dong, ding, ding dong, ding. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, my fair lady. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, my fair lady. Ding dong, ding dong. Used to have plastic on our couch and chairs and plastic runners and all the floors. That's interesting, Leah Sampson. Mary had a little lamb. A lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. We were forbidden from stepping on the carpet when we were kids and visited her. We had only step on the plastic runners. I had a babysitter like that, Leah Sampson. I had a babysitter like that. You remember, she had a formal living room. She had a formal living room, and she didn't want anybody stepping in the formal living room. Yeah, interesting. People would put so much into their homes back then. Not as much today, you know. Bing dong ding. But yeah, so what is everybody else doing? Are we listening to the people here? What are they doing there? What are we doing here? What are they doing here? What are you doing? Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. 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 Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, my fair lady. Ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Ding dong. Poo 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 boo 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 boo. Okay. Papadopoulos. It's Papadopoulos. Virgil Papadopoulos. Virgil Papadopoulos. I hope I'm not being too loud for you. Not being too loud for you. Aren't I not being too loud for you? That you may learn to hear me. Forging your way into the wilderness. Forging your way into the wilderness on the eaves of destruction. Every one of you, please listen here to me. It is time for the weekly broadcast of the Ingenuity White House. The people here are very fine people. We want to get along, we want to learn. Things that we wish to learn, things that we're given to learn for you. Yes, for you. Every morning we get up, we say our prayers, we say good morning, good evening, or what have you. Ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, my fair lady. Ding dong, ding dong. Mary had a little lamb. End of eviction moratorium endangers millions. So that's a good thing for having an RV. Some people call it a bug out vehicle. And Coates did a live stream where he was going over somebody's stream about a bug out vehicle. Something to prepare you to have something to live in case you get evicted, in case you lose your home or anything happens. That's part of what van life is about. It's about being prepared, you know. Darwin and Leah Sampson, what are y'all doing? Are y'all doing? Be nice. Ooh. Daddy loves his babies. His children are his babies. Whoopie doopie doopie doo. We're on YouTube. Carl Towns defends Jordan Woods amidst weight loss backlash. FBI documents Swiss bodybuilder offered to kill Kobe Bryant's rape accuser. Letting go of shame. Letting go of shame could be one of the best things you do for your mental health. And if you're going to do anything with your life, just live your life and don't be ashamed, you know? Live your life, don't be ashamed, you know? I was going to say that in LA, in LA, homeless legal rights. Mary heartily to lamb, ho. So, homeless legal rights, you know, living the van life. If nothing better, you can always, you know, declare yourself homeless, you know. You know, certain rights go with declaring yourself homeless. In the city of LA, in LA, they've started to enact their law against RVs, sleeping in an RV on the streets. And they can tow your RV for sleeping on the streets in LA, but they have to do a dwelling assessment, or an assessment to see if you're occupying the vehicle. If you're a homeless person in LA, you know, according to your 8th Amendment and 14th Amendment rights, they don't have the right to tow your dwelling in LA. That if you live in it, if you're homeless and you're living in your RV and you're dwelling in it, they do a dwelling assessment in LA to see that they know you're living in the RV and you're homeless, you know, then they can't really tow your RV away. If it's your home and you actually live in it, you know. So, okay, Tasha Teeling's on. But anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to find that article. It's an article, and I tried to, in LA, the city of LA, that they have to do a dwelling assessment, and the parking ban in the city of LA for homeless people living in their RVs, you know, they're not supposed to tow your RV. They may tow your RV. They're not supposed to tow your RV if you're homeless and you're living in your RV. So that's what I was going to tell you, and it's an article about that. Trying to find the article. Here it is. Yeah, legally speaking, you're homeless if you live in an RV, but it's just that you have certain rights, you know. Okay, judge lets stand LA ban on homeless RV parking because the city isn't enforcing it. A law that prohibits homeless people from parking recreational vehicles overnight in some locations has sidestepped a constitutional challenge. For now, after Los Angeles city officials told a federal judge the law is not even being enforced. So they're not enforcing the law. So they can keep the law in place because they're not enforcing it. While not addressing constitutional issues, U.S. District Judge declined to issue a preliminary injunction against the law. So in a preliminary injunction against the law, he wouldn't give the against the law as long as the moratorium remains in effect. The moratorium is a stay in. It's a. It's a. It's a. It's a. It's a, the moratorium is a temporary suspension of the law. The law being you can't stay in the RV. So, declined to issue a preliminary injunction as long as the moratorium remains in effect. Now, a homeless woman who lives in an RV in Venice Beach, she filed the lawsuit. And she contends that a 1986 law allowing the city to designate streets where large vehicles cannot be parked overnight violates homeless people's rights under the 8th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution. So it violates the 8th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution. With the January moratorium, which LA Department of Transportation said that it will not impound or tow a vehicle that's being occupied. So they said that in January, that the LA Department of Transportation will not impound or tow a vehicle that's being occupied. When an occupant is not present even, listen to this, this is the important part. Parking enforcement officers must make a dwelling assessment. Determine if it's been used as a dwelling. So if you're homeless, and we should just accept that we're homeless, because even nomads and gypsies, they're homeless too. Gypsies, people have been living this way for thousands of years. Nothing wrong with being homeless, it's just a technical term. Homeless, you can be, you know what, I think my channel should be called, if I live in my RV, the high-tech homeless. Wouldn't that be funny to call it the high-tech homeless? Because we have all the solar and electrical generators and everything living on the streets, and we're high-tech. We have computers and internet and TV and DVD players. We're high-tech homeless, you know. So I think we're homeless. We're high-tech homeless, you know. High-tech homeless. How are you, Jesse Skeeter? Button Scott, 143. How are you? Under your 8th and 14th Amendment, they can't tow your RV if you live in it, if you're homeless. Civil rights attorney who followed the law also said that he did not see the ruling as a defeat because it leaves the case open should the city resume enforcement of the law. So anybody who wants to go to Venice Beach, okay, we'll have to look up, remove the no parking signs. So we're homeless. So basically, it's a dwelling assessment. Your 8th and 14th Amendment, the dwelling assessment. Also, the Supreme Court has supposedly ruled you cannot refuse a driver's license to a homeless person. You cannot refuse a driver's license to a homeless person. You cannot refuse a driver's license to a homeless person. Jesse Skeeter, everyone, subscribe to my channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to this channel. Everybody, it's watching, all 9 people. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I'm going to do a drawing in the future. I might give away gifts. And I'm going to... Okay, so that's what I want to say is that, you know, the dwelling assessment. This is my article I wanted to show you. The Los Angeles Times. So basically, homeless people have certain rights. Now, if you tell them you've got an address and you live somewhere, in a house somewhere, you know, you're cheating yourself in a way because, you know, living in an RV, if you tell them you live in the RV. Now, here's another interesting thing. Okay, homeless RV rental market is... Okay, now this is LA's underground homeless RV rental market. There are people on the streets of LA, and there's a place called Silicon Valley. Now, what the people are doing... these people are buying up RVs, and they're renting and these RVs are parked on the streets. These RVs are being parked on the streets. And there will be people that own, you know, people that are homeless, people that'll buy up all these RVs, and they'll rent out these RVs to homeless people. So you can park that RV on the streets of LA, and you can rent an RV for $500 a month. If you're homeless and you need a place to stay and you can afford $400 a month, $500 a month, you can rent a Winnebago for $500 a month on the streets of LA. And if it's a dwelling, they can't actually take it from you because it's a dwelling. Because it's your dwelling. They have... Oh, yeah, he sold his homestead. What's he doing now? Is he going to be nomadic again? So I think I can call myself the nomadic... This is the nomadic news. Nomad news. So you can rent out an RV for $500 a month. Prohibit the rental of motorhomes and other vehicles to people who intend to live out of them. For San Fernando Valley. Rules were set up around the activity. Individuals who purchase confiscated RVs and rent them out for as little as $10 a day throughout the city. A dangerous environment is created when there are no city codes to make sure vehicle-based dwelling is safe and sanitary. So that people are out there recognizing that vehicle-based dwelling exists. Vehicle-based dwelling exists under the guise of homelessness. Or technically homeless. Homeless people. And you can get an address. You can set up a legal address somewhere if you use a homeless shelter as your dwelling and stay in there for a week or a month in the homeless shelter. Stay in the homeless shelter for a week or for a month in the homeless shelter, living in the homeless shelter. And when you live in the homeless shelter for a while, you can get you can get that as your address and then use a mail forwarding service, you know. A traditional landlord must comply with city building codes. Safe and sanitary environment to renting has an apartment or a room. No codes or regulation the renting of a vehicle for dwelling purposes. So these are people parked on the streets everywhere, you know, in LA. Sounds like my kind of place, huh? My kind of play. So I wanted to let you all know about the $10 a day. At 10 to 3:30, it's $300 a month. Rob, who said he has gone through his own bout of homelessness, said the income he gets to help pay for his own $1,000 a month rent for South LA apartment that he and his family live in. So I just wanted to share that with you too. Those are two things I wanted to share with you guys. So that's the Nomad News there. And I'm going to save some for later. There's the RVs there. LA tow companies are refusing to haul away homeless RVs. They have to do a dwelling assessment. The homeless person is dwelling in the RV. It's your that's your homeless subdivision. Homeless suburbs. It's pretty cool. They're living high on the hog there, living in an RV. They're living high on the hog for a homeless person. We're the high-tech homeless. That's what we are. High-tech. You're the high-tech homeless. Look at that RV. It looks pretty rough. Some of these RVs look pretty rough. But yeah, exactly. Look at all of them. Oh, there's a truck camper. Hey, look at that. These homeless State Beach have surf and sand. Orange County Register. Doheny State Beach have surf and sand, but then night time comes. Oh man, yeah, that's a pretty cool one. That's a truck camper. See? Yeah, he's back on the road. That's pretty cool. He's got him a real rig right there. And that's the whole point, you know. It's dangerous at nighttime. Their 195 annual day use passes are essentially according affording them access from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. in which well-traveled RVs and cars. So I guess the point is just to accept that fact, you know. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if people call you homeless, you know. If people call you homeless for living in an RV, nomad, don't be ashamed. We're the high-tech homeless, you know. We're the high-tech homeless. Don't be ashamed. That's the words for today. Don't be ashamed. If people call you homeless, don't be ashamed. Because the law doesn't define you as they define you as being homeless if you don't have a physical piece of land, a physical address. If you don't have a physical address, talking about Nomadic Fanatic got Darwin all excited up. But anyway, I'm going to look at if y'all have YouTube channels, I'm going to try to look at them and see how you all are doing. Newish beige 30-foot motorhome. Pretty cool. You see people lose their back, break their backs, can't work. Social Security checked. A work truck he has converted into a camper. So he has a work truck he's converted into a camper. You know, his possessions are packed tightly into a work truck he's converted into a camper. So I'm going to take this and make this into my, I've got bookmarked articles here. Our far from the idyllic lifestyle is a community with a waterfront vistas. And like Rosie O'Kelly said, that there's an understanding among homeless people that they don't bother other homeless people. They know you're living on the streets. They're not going to bother other homeless people. So, you know, it's a community of people who are homeless. You know. So, especially people like transgendered people. That's my message, too, for today. Transgender people, a lot of people won't hire a transgender person no matter what. If you're transgender, people won't hire you. You know, no matter what, they're not going to hire you if you're transgender. So, people who are transgender end up having to live in RVs and stuff like that because people just won't hire a transgender. Or a felon. Hey, it's not just transgenders, it's felons. I mean, if you have if you're a felon, a convicted felon, if you're a convicted felon, anything, people just have hard times sometimes. People just have hard times sometimes. People have hard times sometimes. And they just can't pay the rent. They lose their jobs. I was looking at these prepper channels. Let's be nice to each other, guys. Let's try to be nice. We're just having our YouTube drama, I guess. Boit. I guess that's why we call them us the Boit. Bottom of YouTube. Okay, guys. Look at that guy with his pretty dog. His precious little dog. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's called Shit Hits the Fan. SHTF. SHTF. SHTF plan. Shit hits the fan plan. When shit hits the fan in life, we gotta be prepared, for things. Now, he's got a wheelchair and he broke his back, He took a work truck and converted it to an RV with a truck camper. And those are pretty, those utility beds are pretty cool. And those utility beds are pretty cool. You've got a lot of storage in those that you don't have in a regular pickup. That's a good thing. And all these people live in different rigs, different kinds of rigs, Pretty cool. There's kind of a beauty to it, There's kind of a beauty to the whole thing. It's kind of a beautiful thing. Homelessness, I'd like to do... Good, Leah Sampson, I'm glad. Yeah, there's a lot of flip-floppers on the Boy, there sure are. Yeah, so, I think I'd like to do art. I'm an artist, I like to draw, painting, pictures. Doing art and painting pictures and stuff, and I'm going to go back to paint my pictures. I'm going to try to see if I can paint pictures of nomadic homeless people. Wouldn't that be cool to paint pictures of homeless people? The beauty in the homeless people, the beauty in them, Beauty in homelessness, people live in RVs or whatever. It's just the beauty of a homeless encampment, And, you see the beauty of a homeless encampment and you paint that as a painting, water in a, like what you call a, impressionistic style, expressionistic or impressionistic. It's just getting into your art and being an artist and selling your art. Hey, when you're an artist, you can make a living on the road as a nomad selling your art. You can do that. You can sell art for making money in an RV as a nomad. Never thought of that. Just do art out of your RV and sell your art. And so there's a cop, He's a supervisory ranger. And there's the guy in his RV. That's his truck camper tiny home, Nomadic. That's why I like truck campers, Because it's got so much versatility. You can take it off the truck and sit it on the ground. It'll essentially be like a little cabin because it's sitting off the truck sitting on the ground. You put it on the truck, even with a utility bed, you have so much storage with the utility bed. Storage with it, it's just, it makes it double. I love that picture of the back of the RV. It's nice. It's just cluttered, but, I think of these two guys as being called these two guys were called the Collier brothers. The Collier brothers in New York that hoarded and pack-ratted their RV, hoarded and pack-ratted their house. That's a dually, so he's got plenty of to haul that rig, with the dually. See, it's pretty cool, it's sitting there. And it looks like he's got, underneath it, he's got a, maybe it's propped up, for that utility bed. He's got space underneath of his camper. I'm thinking that would be a pretty cool thing, you know? A utility bed. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I agree, the comedian. Yeah, I do too. But I just like to paint a picture. Paint some pictures, you know, of it. Of stuff like that. I wonder if it would make nice art, you know? Hey, Skunk Cape, how are you? Again, the comedian, if you want to go ahead, subscribe. The comedian, go ahead and subscribe. Everybody's watching. Just let that car out. That's the only bad thing is people dump garbage out everywhere. You know, if you're going to be responsible, homeless people living in their RVs and stuff, clean up after yourself, you know? Keep the streets clean to make it easier for everybody, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, the appeals court ends the, you know, dwelling in RVs. Hey, Sandrathal, crop out the face and send Leah. Yeah, you gotta subscribe to the LA Times to do that. There's one. It proves that home can be whatever you want it to be, you know. I see a truck camper there. There's one. See? Right there, truck camper. So we just open our minds up, you know. Open our minds to what we think a home can be or what anything can be. And so, yeah, so there's one that burnt down in an RV in San Diego. I'm so used to watching Chips, you know. There's a blown out RV. Even got Airstreams out on the street. That's a nice looking RV. They've got their dogs and everything in there. Guess we just have to open our minds, you know. We have to open our minds to what a home can be. You know, it's called alternative housing. Alternative housing. Sick people and old people. We just need to open our minds. You know. Damn. You know, we have to open our minds. Homes can be. I could live in a truck camper. Yeah, I think so. Okay, my truck camper. I'm gonna go out here for a few minutes. Get my own Jane. Oh, you live in Nashville? Used to drove entertainment coaches. Those are nice, yeah. That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna get this aluminum in here. I'm gonna do some cleaning in here. So we got I'm gonna cut this stuff. I think it's another trailblazer over there. Okay. We've got another piece of privacy fence I need to work on. Take some garbage away to the landfill. Take it somehow. So. Okay. You know, I added extra storage space for food and stuff. So, you've probably seen this video before. You can got a lot of stuff in there. So, and I wanted to show you, I added this light. This light was over here behind the TV. I moved it over here. And I moved it over here. See? So you can lay in bed and read or whatever you want to do. So. Yeah, just thought I'd show you guys. That I put that light there, it wasn't always there. It was over here, over behind the TV. But since I've got my headboard of my bed here, it's a perfect place to lay in bed, read or whatever like that. Perfect place to read. A few nights ago, I cooked in my kitchen here. Just got my sink is a little stopped up. My cassette tapes and stuff, so. Yeah, entertainer coaches are pretty expensive. My great uncle used to drive a coach. It was a bus. He used to drive a great. Whoa, motherfucker! Oh, I hurt myself. Oh, oh. I'm in pain, guys. Ooh. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hurt myself. I'll see you guys later.